Key Glock's gritty lyrics, street persona, and connection to now late rapper Young Dolph have made him a prominent figure in the rap scene. Just recently, the Memphis rapper, also known as Markevious Cathy, has been arrested in connection with Yo Gotti's brother's murder case. This arrest has raised many questions and speculation about just how involved he is in the escalating beef among Memphis rappers. Brace yourself as we delve into the details of Key Glock's arrest, the connection to Yo Gotti's brother's murder case, and the implications it has for the music industry. Key Glock arrest. In a stunning turn of events, Memphis rapper Key Glock, whose real name is Markevious Cathy, has found himself at the center of a high-profile arrest. The arrest took place near Miami, Florida, following a routine traffic stop by the Miami Beach Police Department. It all began when an officer noticed that the driver of a 2019 Chevrolet Tahoe, in which Key Glock was a passenger, was not wearing a seatbelt. Little did they know that this seemingly minor violation would lead to the discovery of much more. Upon approaching the vehicle, the officer immediately noticed a partially burned marijuana cigarette in Key Glock's possession. This discovery prompted a more thorough search of the vehicle, which would uncover a series of shocking revelations. As the officer continued their search, they stumbled upon 3 semi-automatic pistols sitting on the seat of the Tahoe. It was clear that Key Glock and his companions were armed, raising concerns about their intentions. But the discoveries didn't end there. Officers also found a bottle of liquid hydrochloride and codeine phosphate syrup, as well as a substantial amount of marijuana. In total, 21 grams of marijuana were seized from the vehicle. The combination of drugs, firearms, and the circumstances surrounding the arrest sent shockwaves through the music industry and the Memphis community. The arrest of Key Glock came shortly after the Rolling Loud Miami Music Festival, where he had performed alongside several other rap acts. The festival, known for its energetic performances and vibrant atmosphere, had drawn in crowds from around the country. However, the festivities were abruptly interrupted by Key Glock's arrest, leaving fans and fellow artists stunned. A video surfaced on social media, capturing the moment when Key Glock and 3 other men were seen sitting in handcuffs as Miami Beach police conducted a thorough search of the SUV. The video quickly went viral, sparking widespread speculation and curiosity about the circumstances surrounding the arrest. Fans and critics alike were left wondering how a rising star like Key Glock could find himself entangled in such a serious situation. As news of Key Glock's arrest spread, it became clear that this was not an isolated incident in the music industry. In fact, Key Glock joined a growing list of rappers who had recently been arrested in Florida. The arrest of Key Glock has sent shockwaves through the music industry and the Memphis community. But what exactly is the connection between his arrest and Yo Gotti's brother's murder case? To understand the gravity of this situation, we need to delve into the details surrounding the murder case and the potential involvement of Key Glock. Yo Gotti, a prominent rapper and Memphis native, has been plagued by tragedy in recent years. In January of 2024, his brother Anthony Mims was tragically shot and killed in Memphis. Fast forward to the present, and Key Glock's arrest has brought renewed attention to the unsolved murder case. Rumors and speculation have swirled, suggesting that Key Glock may have some connection to the events surrounding Gotti's brother's death. While the details remain murky, the arrest has raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about a potential breakthrough in the case. It's important to note that at this stage, Key Glock has not been formally charged in connection with the murder case. However, his arrest and the subsequent investigation have undoubtedly piqued the interest of law enforcement officials and the public alike. The discovery of firearms and drugs in his possession has added an extra layer of intrigue to the situation. As the investigation unfolds, authorities will be meticulously examining any potential links between Key Glock and the murder case. They will be analyzing evidence, conducting interviews, and exploring any possible connections between the rapper and the events surrounding Gotti's brother's death. The outcome of this investigation could have far-reaching implications for Key Glock's future and the resolution of the unsolved murder case. The arrest of Key Glock has also sparked conversations about the darker side of the music industry. It serves as a reminder that fame and success can often come with a price, and that the allure of street life can sometimes intersect with the world of entertainment. The arrest of a rising star like Key Glock highlights the challenges faced by artists who come from backgrounds entrenched in street culture. While the details of Key Glock's potential involvement in Yo Gotti's brother's murder case are still unfolding, the impact of this arrest on the music industry and the Memphis community cannot be understated. It serves as a stark reminder that the consequences of one's actions can extend far beyond the realm of music and entertainment. As the investigation continues, the spotlight will remain firmly fixed on Key Glock and the potential connection to Yo Gotti's brother's murder case. The outcome of this investigation will undoubtedly have a profound impact on the lives of those involved and the broader music community. In conclusion, the arrest of Key Glock has significant implications for his career and reputation. The association with firearms and drugs, along with the potential connection to Yo Gotti's brother's murder case, has cast a shadow over his promising rise in the music industry. Rebuilding trust and repairing his image will be a challenging task, requiring careful navigation of the legal system and strategic decision-making. Relationship between Key Glock and Yo Gotti. Key Glock's connection to Yo Gotti's brother murder is a topic that delves into the intriguing and shocking events surrounding the murder of Yo Gotti's brother and the alleged involvement of rapper Key Glock. In this section, we will explore the timeline of events, the beef between Young Dolph and Yo Gotti, and the roles of Key Glock and Big Jook in the ongoing feud. In order to understand the connection between Key Glock and Yo Gotti's brother's murder case, we need to take a closer look at the timeline of events that led to the tension between these two Memphis rappers. It all began in August 2014, when rapper Young Dolph declined a record deal from Yo Gotti. At the time, Dolph had just released his mixtape, High Class Street Music 4, American Gangster, and he wanted to invest in himself rather than join another artist's movement. This decision didn't sit well with Yo Gotti, although he never confirmed it as the root cause of their beef. Nevertheless, the tension between the two started to become apparent in February 2016. Young Dolph released his debut album titled King of Memphis, which raised a few eyebrows in the rap community. Yo Gotti had repeatedly referred to himself as the King of Memphis, so Dolph's album title seemed like a direct shot at Gotti's claim to the throne. Despite the controversy surrounding the album title, Young Dolph downplayed the beef during an appearance on Hot 97's Ebro in the Morning Show in February 2016. He acknowledged Yo Gotti as one of his earliest supporters and stated that the tension between them was overstated. Dolph clarified that the album title was not meant as a diss, but rather a reflection of his crew's mentality. However, the tension escalated when Yo Gotti's artist, Black Youngsta, publicly dissed Young Dolph on Twitter in February 2016. Black Youngsta alleged that Dolph wasn't from Memphis and questioned his claim to be the King of Memphis. This led to a series of back-and-forth exchanges between the two camps on social media, with Dolph accusing Gotti of hating on Memphis rap legends and sending Black Youngsta to fight his battles. The beef took a more serious turn when Black Youngsta and his crew showed up in Young Dolph's neighborhood in Memphis in March 2016. Armed with heavy artillery, they took a stroll through South Memphis's Castelia neighborhood looking for Dolph. While they didn't run into him, the incident showcased the intensity of the beef and the potential for violence. Yo Gotti, however, distanced himself from the situation and stated that he advised Black Youngsta against handling the beef in such a manner. During an interview with Tim Westwood, Gotti emphasized that he didn't move like that and encouraged young artists to handle their business differently. Despite attempts to downplay the beef, Young Dolph responded with his own Instagram post, accusing Yo Gotti of being the one behind the attacks and sending Black Youngsta to fight his battles. Dolph called out Gotti for hating on Memphis rap legends like 3 6 Mafia and accused him of being mad because Dolph didn't sign with his label. The tension between Young Dolph and Yo Gotti continued to escalate with the release of diss tracks from both sides. Dolph dropped Play With Yo Bitch, a scathing diss track aimed at Gotti in February 2017. The track contained vicious broadsides and personal attacks, further fueling the fire between the two rappers. Yo Gotti responded with his own diss track titled Don't Beef With Me, featuring Moneybagg Yo and Black Youngsta. While Gotti didn't mention Dolph by name, the subliminal shots were clear, and the track served as a warning shot in the ongoing feud. The tension reached a boiling point that same February 2017 when Young Dolph's vehicle was shot at in Charlotte, North Carolina. Over 100 rounds were fired at his bulletproof SUV, but fortunately, Dolph escaped unharmed. Despite the incident, Dolph remained defiant and even performed his Yo Gotti diss track, Play With Yo Bitch, later that night at a local venue. The beef seemed to die down for a while, with Young Dolph referring to it as old news in March 2017. However, the events took a shocking turn in September 2017 when Young Dolph was shot in Hollywood. Yo Gotti was named as a person of interest by the LAPD, as both artists were staying at the same hotel at the time of the shooting. The incident further deepened the mystery surrounding their beef and raised questions about the connection between the shooting and their ongoing feud. While Yo Gotti was released without charges, an associate of his was charged with attempted murder in connection to the shooting. The shooting added a new layer of intrigue to the feud, with many speculating about the motives behind the attack. Some believed it was a direct result of the ongoing beef between Young Dolph and Yo Gotti, while others suggested it may have been a separate incident unrelated to their feud. The investigation into the shooting is ongoing, and the full details have yet to be revealed. Despite the shooting, Young Dolph remained defiant and continued to perform his Yo Gotti diss track, Play With Yo Bitch, at live shows. This demonstrated his resilience and refusal to back down in the face of adversity. The incident only seemed to fuel the fire between the two artists and further solidify their rivalry. In the aftermath of the shooting incident in September 2017, the tension between Young Dolph and Yo Gotti seemed to simmer down. Both artists appeared to move on from the feud and focus on their respective careers. Dolph referred to the beef as old news and shifted his attention towards his music, while Gotti remained relatively silent on the matter. During the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, 2020, Young Dolph began to stay with his family in Memphis more frequently, and did so amid rumors of retirement. All through that period, there were no significant public confrontations or diss tracks between the two artists. It seemed that they had chosen to distance themselves from the feud and focus on their own paths. Fans and the public even began to believe that this shift in dynamics could be attributed to a desire for peace or a realization that the beef was becoming detrimental to their careers. Unfortunately, this would prove false.
The Memphis police chief is asking everyone to stay home tonight after rapper Young Dolph is gunned down and killed at a South Memphis cookie shop.
On November 17, 2021, Young Dolph was fatally shot in Memphis whilst visiting Makeda's homemade butter cookies, a bakery he frequently visited whenever he was back home. According to reports, two gunmen in a white two-door Mercedes-Benz gunned him down. An autopsy revealed that the rapper had 22 gunshot wounds from bullet entries and exits, with some of these wounds sustained in the forehead and back. Crowds of hundreds of people immediately swarmed the scene of Young Dolph's death for hours, and Tennessee House Representative London Lamar and Memphis Councilman J.B. Smiley reacted by calling for a curfew in Memphis to prevent civil unrest and violence.
Tonight, we strongly encourage everyone to stay home if you do not have to be out.
On January 5, 2022, following an intense investigation, the police were able to identify one of the suspects responsible for Young Dolph's murder as 23-year-old Justin Johnson and issued a first-degree murder warrant. According to reports, Johnson, who was a rapper under the name Straight Drop, had an established history of criminal charges and violence and even had ties to organized criminal gangs. Another suspect, 32-year-old Cornelius Smith, was also identified and arrested after the authorities discovered he was responsible for the theft of the car used in Dolph's murder. By January 11th, he was indicted on first-degree murder, weapons possession, and theft charges. 27-year-old Shundale Barnett, a passenger of the vehicle Johnson was driving, was also arrested. On November 10th, 2022, another suspect was indicted for the murder of Young Dolph and the conspiracy to murder Thornton, identified as 43-year-old Hernandez Govan, who was alleged to have ordered the murder of Young Dolph. Despite these arrests, it wasn't long before people started to speculate that Young Dolph's murder was actually linked to his beef with Yo Gotti. And like every conspiracy theory, this one spread like wildfire. On January 13th, 2024, the hip-hop industry was again rocked when Yo Gotti's elder brother Big Jook, whose real name is Anthony Mims, was fatally shot. According to the Memphis Police Department, an officer who was in the area of 6385 Winchester Road around 4:15 p.m. heard several gunshots. By the time he got to the location where he had heard the gunshots, he found two victims in a vehicle with multiple gunshot wounds, both of whom were immediately transported to the hospital. Big Jook was pronounced deceased at the hospital.
Sources close to the family of rapper Yo Gotti confirmed the man killed outside a Hickory Hill event center is Gotti's brother.
Police reports state that the shooting occurred outside Perignon's restaurant and event center, where Mims was attending a repast, following the funeral of a relative, Eric Boven. Boven was a well-known Memphis cocaine kingpin in the 1980s and was a former partner of the aunt of Yo Gotti and Big Jook. Following the shooting, Deputy Chief Paul Wright, during a press conference on Saturday evening, said police were analyzing video evidence but did not have a suspect identified at that time. He said it was also not clear if there were multiple shooters. The next day, police released another statement saying that a witness on the scene stated that suspects in a white SUV were responsible for the shooting. The vehicle is a white Ford Explorer with black wheels and dark tinted windows, and images of it were captured on surveillance video. Big Jooks further fueled the speculations that the beef between Young Dolph and Yo Gotti was even deeper than what was perceived. Fans began to point at several hints following Big Jook's murder, including analyzing his final Instagram post made just a day before his death. He had posted a photo with an ominous caption, which read, "They don't want to face you, they want to snake you. Stay alert too. Stay alive. Watch your back at all times. Put snakes on the plate and eat great," which fans now say was definitely an ominous foretelling of his eventual death. Key Glocks Arrest further adds to these theories, especially as he was a protege of Young Dolph, who held the late rapper in very high esteem. However, it's important to remember that Key Glock has not been formally charged in connection with Yo Gotti's brother's murder case. The investigation is ongoing, and until concrete evidence is presented, it is essential to avoid jumping to conclusions. Innocent until proven guilty is a fundamental principle of the justice system, and Key Glock deserves the opportunity to defend himself and present his side of the story. Industry and public reaction. In the world of hip-hop, the impact of arrests and tragic events can reverberate throughout the community, leaving fans and followers in shock. One such incident that has captured the attention of the music industry is the arrest of Key Glock and its connection to the murder case involving Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook. Feuds and conflicts between artists are not uncommon. They often fuel the creation of diss tracks and ignite a sense of rivalry among fans. One such feud that has captivated the attention of the industry involves two prominent Memphis-based rappers, Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. Their long-standing conflict took a tragic turn when Young Dolph was fatally shot in 2021, leaving the hip-hop community in shock. Fast forward to the present, and the arrest of Key Glock, a rising star in the rap scene, has once again brought the Yo Gotti and Young Dolph feud to the forefront. The arrest has not only raised eyebrows, but has also reignited the speculation and conspiracy theories surrounding the ongoing beef between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. The connection between Key Glock's arrest and the Yo Gotti and Young Dolph feud may seem convoluted at first, but it stems from the intricate web of relationships and rivalries within the hip-hop community. Yo Gotti, a seasoned rapper and influential figure in the Memphis scene, has long been associated with Key Glock and Young Dolph. While Yo Gotti and Young Dolph were once collaborators, their relationship soured over time, leading to a bitter feud that played out in their music and public statements. The arrest of Key Glock has prompted fans and critics alike to speculate on the underlying motives and potential connections to the ongoing feud. Social media platforms have been flooded with discussions, with some suggesting that Key Glock's arrest is a direct result of the animosity between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. Fans of Key Glock were taken aback by the news of his arrest. Social media platforms were flooded with reactions ranging from disbelief to disappointment. Many expressed their support for the artist, hoping that the situation would be resolved quickly and that Key Glock would be able to continue pursuing his music career. Others, however, questioned the circumstances surrounding the arrest, fueling speculation and conspiracy theories. Fellow artists within the hip-hop community also weighed in on Key Glock's arrest. Some expressed their solidarity with the artist, emphasizing the need for support and understanding during challenging times. Others refrained from commenting, choosing to wait for more information before forming an opinion. The arrest served as a reminder of the vulnerability that artists face, as their personal lives can often become intertwined with their public personas. Industry insiders closely monitored the impact of Key Glock's arrest on the hip-hop landscape. Record labels, managers, and promoters had to reassess their plans and strategies, considering the potential implications for Key Glock's future projects and collaborations. The arrest also sparked discussions about the responsibility of artists and the need for them to navigate their personal lives in a way that does not jeopardize their careers. The arrest of Key Glock not only affected the artist himself, but also had a ripple effect on the hip-hop community as a whole. Concerts and performances were canceled or postponed, disappointing fans who had been eagerly anticipating the opportunity to see Key Glock live. The arrest also cast a shadow over the release of new music, leaving fans uncertain about the future direction of Key Glock's career. Amid the uncertainty, the hip-hop community rallied together to support Key Glock. Fans organized online campaigns using hashtags and sharing messages of encouragement. Artists collaborated on tribute songs and dedicated performances to Key Glock, showcasing the unity and resilience of the community in the face of adversity. The impact of Key Glock's arrest extended beyond the music industry. It sparked conversations about the criminal justice system, racial profiling, and the challenges faced by artists of color. Many saw the arrest as a reflection of larger systemic issues and called for justice and fairness in the handling of the case. As the legal proceedings surrounding Key Glock's arrest unfold, the hip-hop community remains on edge, eagerly awaiting updates and hoping for a resolution that allows the artist to continue his career. The impact of the arrest serves as a reminder of the fragility of success in the music industry and the need for artists to navigate the challenges they face with resilience and determination. The connection between Young Dolph's death and Key Glock's arrest is a painful reminder of the violence that can permeate the music industry. The ongoing feud between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph had already claimed one life, and now, with Key Glock's arrest, the cycle of tragedy continues. This connection has sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, forcing artists and fans to confront the harsh realities of violence and its impact on their beloved genre. It highlights the broader issue of violence in the music industry and its implications for society as a whole. The glamorization of violence in music and the perpetuation of feuds and conflicts can have real-life consequences, leading to loss of life and perpetuating a cycle of tragedy. In the aftermath of Young Dolph and Big Jook's death, there have been calls for unity and a reevaluation of the values and messages conveyed through hip-hop music. Artists and industry insiders have engaged in conversations about the need for peace, understanding, and empathy. They recognize the power of their platform and the influence they have over their fans, and they are committed to using their voices to promote positive change. It is important to note that the reasons for Key Glock's arrest are still purely speculative and lack concrete evidence. The truth behind Key Glock's arrest and its connection to the Yo Gotti and Young Dolph feud remains shrouded in uncertainty. Law enforcement agencies have not made any official statements statements regarding the matter, further fueling the speculation and conspiracy theories. The tragic loss of young Dolph and Big Jook serves as a somber reminder of the consequences that can arise from such rivalries. In the face of tragedy, the hip-hop community stands resilient, honoring the legacy of young Dolph and striving for a future where violence and conflict have no place in the pursuit of artistic expression. For more fascinating videos like this, click on the card showing on your screen and I'll be waiting.